Good evening, Assalamu alaikum, hello, Ola, Namaskar. Today we are back again with another series of Livewire from Boston International Institute of Certification and Assessments at BostonIICA. We ensure that we unleash your talent. In this series of our Livewire, we'll be discussing about the various global HR certification programs, and we will explain to you, and we will present to you, and we will share about the benefits, the details, the way and approach what we should have to acquire this global HR certification and why we should go for these HR certification. And most importantly is what are the benefits of this HR certification and how to leverage this HR certification in order to get the best return on investment. So first, we'll be touching base one of the very well-known and one of the most cost-effective and very versatile HR certification called Certification from Human Resource Certification Institute, HRCI, which has more than 40 years, 4 decades of expertise in delivering the various HR certifications. They have different segments of certification, and today we are going to discuss about the certification which will matter to the beginners. The reason is I have in my last 35 years of experience as an HR expert or a person who have hired HR professionals in the various organizations and also hired the various other professionals in various organizations. I've learned from my experience that most of the time the HR professionals remain confused. Their CV doesn't get shortlisted. Even when screening their CVs, there's a lot of confusion that whom to select, whom to not to select. At times you have 2 fantastic HR professionals having a same credibility, same caliber, but it becomes difficult that whom should you choose? Or at times when you have got a plenty of applications for the HR professionals, especially the people who have just started their career, it becomes very difficult for a HR professional that whom should we choose? Unless the HR professional has got the right kind of a global HR certification. That makes all the difference. So today we will talk about, to start with, the HRCI, Human Resource Certification Institute certification, which is aPHRI, Associate Professional in Human Resource International. And we'll see from the various dimensions that what industry leaders think, that why do HR professional must acquire or need or should have the HR credentials. Let's see. Now, I have done some good amount of research in this while presenting you this slide. And what do organization leaders think? Most of the business leaders or the organization leaders, when they would like to or when they plan to hire, especially the junior HR professionals or even any professionals, or if I can say, that they see that 95% of these people, they think that hiring and retaining of the right talent affects the bottom line. Number 2, 75% believe HR team certification would benefit the organization as a whole. 83% of them, they regard their HR team as strategic and valuable partner. 93% of this business leader from the Fortune 500 companies employ certified HR professionals. And most importantly, 7 out of 10 agree that their organization would benefit from HR teams of HR professionals with HR certification. Now, having seen this, it becomes very, very amply clear that if a beginner or a person who have just started his career, if he acquires the right kind of a global HR certification, his employability increases by manyfold, number one. Secondly, this instills in him a lot of confidence and sense of credibility with which he can go and apply for the job roles. Thirdly, he gets recognized for being certified. And lastly, which is most important, is it helps him to get the right kind of the HR role in the organization. Yes, with regard to which role he should target, should he go for a HR journalist? Should he go for a total reward specialist or total reward executive? Or he should go to a talent management executive? Or he should go to and plan to become a OD, organizational design and development professional? Or he should go and go out and apply for learning and development professional? Or you should go and apply for analytics, HR analytics, and a strategic HR professional? Well, these all depends upon, number one is the person's capability and aptitude and his interest, and secondly is what the person wants to do in the future. Well, for that dilemma, we will be presenting to you global career strategist talk, wherein we will be speaking about and talking about all these HR functions and how you should plan and go ahead and become those your dream expertise which you plan to acquire. Because most of the time we have seen, and I have seen, that people, if they want to go and become an HR professional, but they say, let me get any job which I get my hands on, and later I'm going to improve. Well, that at times later on in their mid-career leads to a mid-career crisis. It leads to frustration. It leads to a lot of at times depression, and most of the time HR professional at this stage, they are not able to handle such psychological pressure. And then in the midlife and the mid-career crisis happens, and then the person starts losing his role, jobs, and then whatever comes in his place, he tries to get it. Whereas he could, if he would have planned it right from the beginning, that means if you're an HR student, if you have just commenced your career, say in first 5 years of your experience, and if you can create your own career path, so if you want to become a journalist or in a future CHR or L&D specialist or talent management or a OD or an analytics professional, you can plan your career in a very meticulous manner. So if you want to do that, you can hear our next Livewire. But in this Livewire, we're going to focus about the beginners HR certification program. That's Associate Professional in Human Resource. Well, at BostonIICA, Boston International Institute of Certification and Assessment, we have got 3 centers of excellence. One of them is an HR or human capital, and second is analytics, and third is project management. Now, coming back to aPHRI certification, especially for the young professionals who have just started, who have not even started his career, number one, who are a student, okay, or who are about to put their foot in the corporate world. Second is people who have just begun their career, or people who are planning to make a lateral move into the HR stream. For them, I strongly recommend to acquire these, the one of the most sought after HR certification called Associate Professional in Human Resource International. Well, now we have outlined that you have to do certain research by yourself in order to get which right certification is good for you in order for you to plan your career for the future. Let's see our next slide that says 10 steps to identify best fit HR certification. Number one is, please don't just go by the certification which is being sold by the sales representative of the companies. Well, everybody will say, my certification is the best. This is the biggest global HR certification. Or he might say, yes, this has got a maximum reach. So please do not get into the trap which has been the trap of the sales pitch. The professional will explain to you. Do your own thinking. What kind of career or progression or a target job you plan to go? Think first. Second, do your research. Do your research on what are the different kind of HR certifications are available in the world. What is relevant in one part of the geography is not relevant in the next part of the geography. Some certifications are extremely costly. Some are at the mid-level, costly with the credibility. Some are very, very cheap, but not effective at all. So please do ample research on what kind of a career growth you plan, and does this certification is aligned to that career growth or career path which you have planned for yourself. 3, suitability. Does this HR certification is suitable, or is this certification you're just taking the certification that just for the heck of it? You know, my friends are taking the certification. You know, I've heard that guy has taken a certification, so let me also get this certification. Well, that's not a very, very good strategy. You should identify what kind of a certification is suitable for your profile. In case if you plan to go for immigration, you want to migrate to a country, say in Canada or US or Europe or in Asia Pacific area, another country, or in Australia, you should choose which certification will help you or give you leverage to seek the next job role when you land up there. Or if you are planning to have your career growth across the globe and you want to see all the countries and then you plan to go for a global HR professional career, then you should accordingly choose the right kind of a certification program. I'm going to explain to you in a while all the global HR certifications which you can ever think of in this one Livewire, and I'm going to explain which certification is relevant in which country and how costly each of these certifications are. So just hold your horses. We go to the point number 4, growth first. Always remember, certification is as good as they are or they can be used for your own growth. Certain certifications in certain part of the world help you to kickstart your career growth. In some places, those certification programs are in plenty, so the supply is too much and the demand is less. So you, when you acquire this certification, because everybody is acquired, and you will find in a limbo after some time, oh my God, what did I do? I wish I would not have done this certification, because there are plenty of guys who are doing this certification, and now I have taken, I've spent around 6 months to a year studying for this certification, getting this certification, applying for this examination, and I have got the certification. Now, the certified people for these certifications are plenty, and I'm not able to secure a job. Check ROI. I always say, please, please, and please, when you are spending your every dime, every dollar value, please ensure, please check that will you get the return on investment after getting this certification? Will you be able to leverage it? Will you be able to seek your next great opportunity or a break? Or it will be just one more decoration or one more credentials to your CV. Number 6, just do not go and pick up certification on the go. I heard that my friend who went to X country, Middle East, or on Canada, or in Europe, or in Australia, he did this certification, and then he went there and he could secure a job. Please do not pick up this certification on the go. Go for certification career counseling. There are plenty of HR institutions are there where you have the certification counselors who have plenty of years of experience, and they have acquired these global HR certifications, and you can sit down with them and ask them for a HR certification counseling. When you will sit down with them, you will understand what all your strength areas are, what all are your weaknesses, which all areas you can leverage with the HR certifications, and which all area you need to strengthen, and how you can make your profile wholesome. And what's your future target in terms of your career growth or in terms of your future job opportunity. Number 7, work-life balance. Some of these certifications need a lot of time. Believe you me, some of the certification they need approximately almost 1.5 years. I have seen some people getting into just because some other gentleman or other lady or other person did the certification, let me also enroll. And believe you me, in 6 months of time, in 7 months of time, in a 1 year time, he has not even gone to the midway of the certification. And he says, I can't do it. I can't handle it, because it has totally made my work-life balance chaotic. See how much of time each of these certification demand. If the certification program is highly demanding, needs a lot of time to write the assignments or examination, attending classes and the examinations, please choose them very, very carefully. Check how much of time you have left in your work-life balance. Otherwise, what happens is neither you are able to complete your HR certification program, nor you are able to focus on your work, neither you are able to focus on with your family. Number 8, time investment. Check out how much of time investment on a daily basis you need to spend to study the content of these HR certification programs. Some of the HR certification programs content are the short, they are very precise, and some have extremely lengthy. Every institution of HR that provides this HR certification program has one or the other hidden agenda with them. Either they will try to lure you with a small carrot in the first certification program, then they will lure you to the next one, to the next one. And some certification programs, institutions are there, they will first sell you the certification which is absolutely obsolete in today's relevant world. Yet they will continue to sell the certification to you as the capacity building training programs, whereas you yourself have already done an MBA or a master's in HR, whereas you can skip those levels and you can go for directly for those professional certification. Whereas these institutions, they will never divulge that. They will keep everything hidden. And by the time you have finished those levels, you suddenly realize, oh my God, I have done it. I did not know that there is a professional accreditation also. And now I have to acquire this professional accreditation after spending so many years of my valuable, precious time studying these levels, whereas I could have skipped those levels and would have gone to the professional membership or a professional accreditations. So please see that whatever time you're investing, that gives you a right investment. Next, is your certification global or is a local one? What is the reach of the certification? Is it limited to the certain geography, or this certification has validity in not only one geography, that is multiple geography? Do the certification has interchangeability within countries? I'm going to give you one secret today. There are some of the certification programs are there. When you acquire this international credentials, when you migrate to another country, you can switch. Repeating again, you can switch this certification to those countries' certification. Benefits: number one, you get immediately recognized that you have the local or the country specific global HR certification, and you can leverage that to secure an opportunity, if not equal, at least one level down. Otherwise, I've seen people, when they're migrating, they're starting from the executive. They've gone from their own country as a general manager HR, GM HR, director HR, and when they have landed in that country, they started again at the level of junior executive or a senior executive, and they have to start from the scratch, build up their credibility. But whereas I've seen it, some HR professionals who have gone and who have taken this global HR certification, and they have gone to those countries, they have switched these certification to the country specific certification, and they have started exactly. If you're the director HR, if they're director, AGM HR, if they're director or a senior manager HR. For them, it just took them 1 or 2 years to catch up and go to the same level of job roles which they have secured or they had in their last country. Lastly, be careful when you're selecting the HR certifications. Will this certification help you to jumpstart your career? That means if you have acquired the certification today, will it help you immediately to take the next available role? Or will you be able to leverage the certification to apply for the job role which is your so-called dream job? or the job which you are or which you have aspired for. So these were the 10 steps to identify which is the best HR certification for you. Now, as promised, I promised to you that I'm going to give you the detail about the entire global HR certification which is available across the world, and I'm going to give you some benefit and what are the advantages, disadvantages. If you want to know more about these certification, please log into our YouTube channel of BostonIICA, Boston International Institute of Certification and Assessment. We are headquartered in Dubai, UAE. You can check our YouTube channel, BostonIICA, and you will get a lot of valuable resources with regard to the global HR certification, be it HRCI, be it the CIPD, be it SHRM, be it HRPA, ATD, AHRI, or GSHCM. Let's see this global HR certification now. These are the top 7 global HR certification bodies. Number 1 is the CIPD. CIPD is Chartered Institute of Personal Development. This certification body is based at UK, United Kingdom, and this is one of the oldest certification of UK. This certification is one of the most costliest certifications. Be it a training certificate, be it a professional certification. These are one of the extremely costly certification, but they have got a good leverage also. These CIPD certification has 2 kinds of certifications program. One is called a training certificate, another called a professional accreditation. If you want to know more about that or these certifications, please log into our YouTube channel, BostonIICA, Boston International Institute of Certification and Assessment. The YouTube channel goes by BostonIICA, BostonIICA, BostonIICA channel. Second is HRCI. The same certification program which we are talking today is Human Resource Certification Institute, HRCI, and this certification body is based at US. This is almost like a more than 40 years old certification program of US oldest one, and this certification program had a lot of credibility in US. With regard to the credibility of CIPD, CIPD has got not only credibility in UK, it also has a credibility in Middle East. It has a good credibility in Asia Pacific region. HRCI, since it is one of the oldest body of US, it's also called a gold standard in certification program. Now this certification has validity not only in US, it is also valid in Middle East, it is also valid in Asia, it is also valid in Asia Pacific. But again, it's a demand supply. When you have plenty of supply of these professionals, then automatically the demand gets skewed. This certification, I can say that around 60 to 70% of the HR professionals, they go for HRCI certification because number 1 is the content is lucid, it is comfortable, and secondly is it is very cost effective. Third is now this certification you can do it anywhere, anytime, all across the world. And next is you can take it at home, this certification, but provided you have a proctor. So there is a proper checks and balances happens, and then you can take on the certification. And the great about the certification is because it is cost effective, it is structured program, has a lot of credibility. You'll find that a lot of professionals going for this certification, and the success rate is also quite good. I have seen it, and people are able to leverage this certification. But whereas in terms of where they come in terms of the certification program in the levels, they are slightly below CIPD, Chartered Institute of Personal Development Certification Program, because CIPD has done what is called regulating the demand and supply. They've been able to restrict the supply because they have created a price arbitrage. They've made their certification extremely costly, so it has become extremely difficult for certain people to reach that level. If you need to know more about the HRCI, please log on to our YouTube channel, BostonIICA. BostonIICA, it has got, the HRCI certification has basically 4 levels. This starts from aPHRI, PHRI, SPHRI, and GPHR. You want to know more? The resources are available in BostonIICA YouTube channel. But today we will be talking about aPHRI certification program. Next is called SHRM. SHRM was earlier a joint body of HRCI. They used to organize conferences, seminars, and they used to manage the literature and the books for the HRCI. Since the divorce happened some few years back, SHRM also started their own certification program called SHRM-SCP and CP. If you want to know more, please subscribe our BostonIICA channel, or you can visit that. You'll get more information. Validity, SHRM, since it is for the first time they have launched their own certification program, so there are a lot of questions about the credibility part of it. But since SHRM is doing an aggressive marketing to position its certification and giving a tough competition to both CIPD and HRCI, so a lot of acceptability slowly has started coming, and now SHRM is also regarded as one of the good certification program by the HR professionals. The next is aPHRI. aPHRI is Australian Human Resource Certification Institute based at Australia. This certification program is basically geographically, this is very, very limited with Australia in the Australia region itself, Australia subcontinent, and then it has some acceptability in Asia Pacific region. And aPHRI and CIPD program, they have, because they are a part of the Commonwealth nation, they have created the switching of their certification program. If you remember, I told you I'll be explaining to you that some of the certification program you can switch between the countries. Like CIPD, they also have the different levels, and they also have the similar 3 levels of professional certification, which is associate, chartered member, and fellow certification program. Expense wise, they are slightly less expensive than CIPD, but they are still more expensive than SHRM and HRCI. SHRM is slightly more expensive as compared to HRCI. And geographically, I have explained to you that aPHRI has a limited reach in terms of geography. It is more toward Australia and Asia Pacific region. The next certification is called HRPA. HRPA again is a certification which has got very limited geographical reach. It is from Canada, and they have got 2 to 3 levels of certification program. And if you have a SHRM certification and if you got HRCI certification, you can use it to leverage it to get CHRP or CHRL level of professional certification. It is in terms of cost wise, it is at the similar cost of SHRM, slightly little expensive than SHRM, but it has got a lot of academic and documentations processes by which you can go and apply and become the HRPA certified professional. The next certification is ATD. This certification program is for learning and development professionals, and earlier this program they used to have a CPLP certification, and they have introduced one more level of certification program now. Basically, if you are a L&D professional, if you want to become a L&D consultant, or if you are trainer, this certification is an ideal certification to you. And cost-wise, it is approximately the same cost of SHRM. The last certification is from the Global Society of Human Capital Management, GSHCM. Now, this certification is this HR society is based headquartered in Dubai, UAE, and they are fairly young HR certification body. It's around 11 years to them, and they have got some of the very, very unique HR certification. They have recently launched and announced, and they have announced some of the very unique certification in terms of very, very futuristic roles like analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence. So this certification must be watched very, very keenly, very, very carefully. Now, let's talk about now our main agenda of today's topic, or today's Livewire, was about the aPHRI certification. Associate Professional in Human Resource International, aPHRI certification. This certification is basically for the beginners. I said beginners. I mean to say is professionals who have just commenced their career, or who have just started their career, or who are in the last leg of their education program, like if they are graduating with the BBA and specialize in HR, or MBA in HR, or graduate in HR, and they want to launch themselves in the industry, or people who are in the first 5 years of your professional career. For you, this is an ideal HR certification program. Now, this certification is very, very interesting certification in terms of this certification, very, very interesting certification in terms of that. Firstly, this is very, very easy certification program, and secondly is it has got a lot of international credibility, because it is being brought to you by Human Resource Certification Institute, HRCI. Let's see what all are the content of this certification program, and then I'll give you some little bit more glimpse about this certification, that how you can leverage the certification, what are the stages, and what are all the little bit of the detail about the certification program. So it has got basically, is they call it a functional areas. So they have a total of 6 functional areas for aPHRI certification program, and it starts with functional area 1, HR operations. And I'll give you a little bit more glimpse about what you should be able to get, or you should be able to expect in the functional area 1. Okay, let me take you straight away there only. The functional area 1 is which is approximately is around 33% of the exam weightage. Is this is the highest weightage, And what it covers is you should have the understanding of the technical and operational tasks related to workforce management and the HR function, complying with regulations, policies that affects the organization. So basically, the entire operation of HR comes under this certification program for functional area 1, and it carries around 33% of weightage. I have seen it. In fact, we have trained a lot of people for the aPHRI certification program. I've seen that approximately preparation time of around 3 months to 4 months, with on average time spent on a per week basis of 4 to 6 hours is usually enough for you to prepare for this aPHRI certification. Time frame 3 to 4 months. On an average, 4 to 6 hours of study is good enough for the certification program. The examination is also not as tough as PHRI, SPHRI, or GPHR, or SHRM-SCP and CP. So it's more lighter side. It's all about the fundamentals, the basics, the concept wise, and at the executive level. So if you are in this domain, if you are in the experience bracket of say 1 to 5 years, and you've got a good theoretical knowledge and understanding of the HR and concept wise, and you have the understanding that how the various functional areas of HR work, then it is an exceptionally very good certification for you. Next is functional area 2, recruitment and selection, which is the next highest level, which is 22%. And what does it cover? It covers the understanding the hiring process, including regulatory requirements, sourcing of applicants, formal interview and selection process, and an onboarding of new hire. And so it covers basically entire details about the recruitment selection, but at the lowest level, in the operational level only. The next functional area is called Comp and Ben, and you can call it a total reward. And what it covers is understanding the concept related to the total reward, such as pay and benefit programs, responding to employee questions, and handling claims in the compliance with applicable laws, regulations, and company laws. I have seen people, we have trained a lot of people who have around 2 to 3 years of experience, and who have joined as even hiring consultant, a recruitment consultant for certain companies. They have also been able to clear this certification program. The next is number 4 is HRD and retention, which is around 10%. And what does it cover is understanding the techniques and methods for delivering training programs and developing individual employees. So basically it's learning and development and talent management. The next is employee relation, which carries approximately 15% of the exam weightage. And what does it have in the content is understanding the methods of organization used to monitor and address morale, performance, retention, balancing the operation needs of the organization with the well-being of the individual employees. And the last functional area, which is functional area number 6, and it is employee health, safety, and security, which carries only 5% of the weightage. And it includes understanding the laws, regulations, and policies that promote a safe work environment, use risk mitigation procedures to protect against workplace hazard. So these were the details about the various functional areas of aPHRI, what you should expect in terms of in the examination or in content. Again, I'm repeating sometimes I'm repeating is, if you are a beginner, if you have, or if you are a student, if you are in the last leg of your completing your academic qualification, if you have just begun your career, if you are in the first 5 years of your experience in HR domain, I strongly recommend you to take on this certification. Number one is the content is lucid, it is simpler to comprehend, understand, and apply. Next is it is cost effective, it's cheaper. Examination is cheap, I'm not saying cheap, but it is cost effective. So it's more cost effective. And third is you can leverage this certification. You have nothing to lose. You are in the first 5 years of experience. You are just jump starting or kick starting your career. What good it can happen to you? Then you are launching yourself with an international certification program which has got a gold standard with a credibility of 40 years. You can launch yourself, and a lot of people I've seen, they will pick you like this, and you can get at least the role of executive, senior executive, or HR officer, senior HR officer, if you earn this certification program. And I told you it's very, very simple. How much of time? Around 4 to 6 hours in a week. Total duration 3 to 4 months. If you can spend 6 months, 5 months, it's exceptionally well. And then examination, you can take on this examination any time of the year. And if you want to take this examination in this COVID time, you can take this examination, but you should be having those webcams and all, because the proctor will sometimes keep on checking, show me your webcam, this side, that side. If somebody is monitoring, you are flipping yourself too much, you're going to the loo and coming back. So there's a lot of checks and balances are there, but you can also take on this certification right from your home. This facility does not exist with any other certification program. This is the reason precisely I have said that this certification is exceptionally good for people who have just commenced their career in HR, or you are in the first 5 years of your experience in the HR domain. Please go for it. This is the certification for you. Let's go to the next slide, which is very interesting, is what should be your process in order to get this certification program. Remember, I told you in my certification that what 10 steps to identify the best fit of HR certification. Here you should use it. Number one, ask for career counseling for the HR certification program or HR certification counseling. Go and meet up the people or the person who is the coach and who will be doing this assessment for you. Show him your CV, show him your career aspiration, explain to him what you want to do, or her. What's your target role, by when, what you have done in your graduation or your academic time or in the first 5 years. This person is going to give you his candid feedback and is going to recommend to you the right kind of certification which you can apply. Second, once you have had a counseling with them, go for a coaching for the certification program. Because though the content is lucid, but still you need a guidance for earning this credentials. It is not only guidance now, it is a guidance post you get this certification program. Because once you have earned the certification program, you need to leverage the certification program. You can only leverage the certification program when you have a coach with you who has an extensive network among the HR professional, who can at least refer your CV or a profile to 20 or hundreds of HR professionals who have done the certification from him or her. Next, prepare for the examination. Read, I told you, time frame, number of months, prepare for the examination. Don't be a last minute preparation guy. 1 month before the examination, let me spend around 6 hours, 10 hours, a day, and which is very, very rare, by the way. And you apply your slog, and then you suddenly wake up with red eye, then you give over examination, and then suddenly says, "Oh my God, I'm confused, I'm lost." Plan your study properly, because it is not only the study part, it is understanding and comprehending the entire concepts relating to the work. And secondly is you have to practice certain questions, and you have to time it before you go for the certification examination. Lastly is certify and leverage. Remember, I told you, go for the certification coach who has years of experience, who has got hundreds and thousands of network, who can help you to leverage your HR certification. At least to refer, he can guide you how to brand yourself, how to showcase your capabilities in the social media, how to use the LinkedIn as a leverage for HR certification program, how to connect with the HR professionals across the globe or in the target country where you're planning to apply for the role, and how to present yourself and how to present your certification in the correct perspective or correct manner. Right. Now, we have a very short of time. In 5-6 minutes, we'll be concluding. But before that, before I start taking questions from you all, let me give you the last slide, that is leveraging, how to leverage this certification. But before that, one slide on what are the certification benefits are there. Number one is this certification gives you accreditation, and it gives you a credential which you can leverage it. Getting a aPHRI certification means in your profile, in your LinkedIn profile, you can write after your name aPHRI. I've seen, I don't like to quote some people and all. Some people, they write SHRM, HRCI, CIPD. No, these are not the designations. The designation comes with a certificate that yes, from today you can write after your name aPHRI, PHRI, SPHRI, GPHR, SHRM-SCP, SHRM-SCP, Associate CIPD, Chartered MCIPD, Chartered FCIPD. These are the credentials are there which you can use it in your profile. I have seen it, people after using these accredited credentials, their CV view have gone up at least 400 times. You're selecting your recruiters' tendency to identify people with these designations. The probability is extremely high as compared to that you don't have any kind of a credentials or of a certification of a accredited body. Next, this validates that you have a operational level HR expertise. Well, you cannot go and shout it in the LinkedIn that, hey guys, I have operational HR experience. I have the HR experience at the operational level. Whereas when you get this certification or a designation in your profile, by the way, after that, you also need to have a guidance from the coach that how to create your effective profile. That you can also see in our video at BostonIICA, how to brand yourself in the social media and how to come out as the best professional among hundreds and thousands who got the aPHRI certification. There are also some YouTubes are there. You can view them and you can use them. Now coming to the next one is exclusive network. Once you get accredited, once you get certified, you will become the part of the community of HRCI. Human Resource Certification Institute has a good network of HR professionals. And tomorrow when you want to ask or solicit any kind of help, or you want to ask for some kind of recommendations or referral, if you have an aPHRI designation after your name, people, they don't mind referring you. Because at the end, if I have to refer a person's profile and tomorrow the person whom I have referred to, he says, hey guys, come on, what kind of a crap guy, CD you have referred to me. But you getting the aPHRI certificate itself gives me enough confidence that if I refer your profile, that means you have the content and the expertise, of course, at the level of operational HR level, undoubtedly. Lastly is global recognition. Gaining this certification programs gives you a leverage across the globe. So tomorrow you want to go to the US, tomorrow you want to go to Europe, tomorrow you want to go to Middle East, you want to go to Asia Pacific region. Since you have this aPHRI certification, that immediately gives you a global recognition with the global coverage areas. Okay, now I've been able to give you the entire details about what the business people, organization leaders think, how to, what are the different steps for you to identify, then the global HR certification program, what are the weightage of the aPHRI certification program, what are the certification stages are there, what are the functional areas are there, and the benefits are all. And if you have any question, I'm going to see if somebody has, if there are some questions are there. I am very, very willing to take on this question, because in next few minutes I'll be able to I'll be closing down my talk. Yes, I see greetings from Oman. Any question before I close today's session? So far, don't have any questions so far. Looks like I have been able to do justice to this session. And if there are no questions, I recommend this certification again for young HR professionals, people who have just begun their career, or people who have in the first 5 years of experience. And I'm sure you're going to benefit tremendously once you acquire this certification. And if there are no questions, I would like to close today's session by saying thank you so much for being part of our Livewire from BostonIICA, Boston International Institute of Certification and Assessment. This is being powered by the Global Society of Human Capital Management, and we continually bring to you the newest thing in the HR domain, career strategist. We bring to you the toolkits which we have been doing for succession plan, succession to success. We'll be bringing to you some very, very interesting topic in this domain. If there are no questions, since we have reached the last 59 minutes, so I would like to conclude here, and thank you all for being there and attending this session. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, ma'as-salama, goodbye, see you in the next event. Hola and hi and goodbye, namaskar.